This was a tribute I recorded together with Your Team musician and producer. And I almost regret playing this song. I'm looking at Nana Poku-Kwarteng and tears. I feel your emotions right now. Nana, good morning and welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning, my dear.
How are you?
Can't complain. Messiah has been merciful anyway.
It's been 3 years since you lost your lovely daughter. How are you coping?
Well, hasn't been bad, but anyway, I don't know. But we live to let go. That's one part of the omnipotent activities of man, and so therefore, I'm trying my best to, as it were, let go. After all, but the question here is, how long is it going to take? That's the question here. But I'm trying my best. Hasn't been easy, not the least. Like rightly said, the relationship between myself and Her Royal Majesty. I say Royal Majesty for reasons best known to me anyway. I was so cordial, I was so tired, was like something. So in the absence, 3 years back, has been like, you can imagine.
Okay, so she mentioned on countless occasions how special or how dear you were to her. I'm asking all of these questions because this is the very first time I'm having an interview with you. Even before and after her passing, I've never had the opportunity to talk to you one-on-one like this on radio. I mean, we've had our good times out there. Yeah. But this is very official, and I'm sure people listening may have yearned for a long time. And when are you talking to this man? And so, pardon me if I'm asking questions you may have answered frequently. Okay. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, you and her had a very fine relationship. What was her relationship with her mother?
The fact that mom was a boy and now I've been in town, I just go on holidays and all that. So it was all really good. People didn't know. It was all speculation, they trust me.
What were they speculating?
Do I even know? Because they were saying mom and dad, this coming and all that. You heard it. So and obviously I didn't see why they were going that far. But I decided not to talk about that. Why? Because that wasn't the time to discuss issues of a sort. So I kept my cool. And I think it's about time, if they would want to know, the answer is yes, mom has been around since day one.
I see.
Isn't it interesting? Yeah.
But it looks like she was struggling and didn't have any care or that bracket, that kind of parental, that kind of parental, so to say, care.
Mm-hmm.
And so she ended up on the streets, got involved with bullet, and then she blew
No,
up.
you needn't go that far. I disagree. The statement you made can never be true. She never lacked in any way, if it's about who you're talking about here. Never did she lack. She had it all. And like you rightly said, her interviews indicated that she wasn't lacking anything at all. What you heard and what you say now is never true. It can't be true. She's a young, a beautiful soul like that, beautiful personality like that. She may have one or two friends that she would decide to, as it were, have communion with them and end up seeing her at some joint B doesn't necessarily mean she was that spoiled or he was that in need. She hadn't been in that, never.
I see. I met with her. I had one of the best interviews with her, and she had a lot of things to say. Last year, same day, exactly a year today, yesterday, right, was her third anniversary. Yes. So exactly 2 years yesterday, I did a posthumous interview, and it was something that was talked about very much on social media. I'm sure you'll miss her voice. Probably some few videos may remind you. But let's listen to Ebony. Send me a voice note. Obviously, he's going to see your picture on your DP.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not just the talent. You get it. The looks is also part.
No, but
of
you're
it.
beautiful.
Thanks, darling.
No, you get that a lot.
Yeah, kind of. But thanks. Coming from you, it's sweet and sexy, and
Hey.
you know.
Hey.
So yeah, so we started working. The first song we recorded together was my first single, Dance Floor.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was great.
And it blew up.
Yeah.
And I love the video. What inspired the video? The video, something else.
The video was actually
it's weird. It's Jamaican.
It's not what you're used to. Yeah, because that is me. I'm not what you're used to. Basically, like the video was like me and my manager like planned the video, and the director because Skyface. Yeah, we planned.
I've never met him,
Yeah.
but I've seen some of his videos and they're mind blowing.
Yeah,
who's that guy?
He's my director.
Yeah, Skyface.
Yeah,
he's
one
good.
Very good.
He's good.
Very simple guy.
I want him to shoot a video for me.
Oh yeah,
for free.
We're gonna talk about it.
Yeah. No, but I love his works.
Yeah, he's really good.
Serious ways. I told Ebony I wanted Skyface to shoot a video for me, and years later, truly the guy shot a video for me. Have you forgotten we discussed this? Skyface needs to hear this. Now, Ebony described you as someone who. Sorry, listeners, in case you just tuned, you're listening to Hitz 103.9 FM. I'm talking to the late Ebony Reigns' father, Nana Poku-Kwarteng, and we're discussing the relationship he had with his lovely daughter. So, growing up, how was she? Was she someone who was very loud? Was she a music person? Was she very calm? How was Ebony?
Well, then I am Ebony, like you said. She was the quiet type. She had, she was. She wasn't that loud anyway. A very happy and very, very happy girl she was. She was like, I can know that about. Let me be honest with you.
Really?
She was. Why? Who's it? It's not the fact that maybe I can buy fufu or my gari for some. No, that's not about that. It's about the care that you give your best all out. Taking care of a child necessarily doesn't mean you have everything in, but you struggle, whether struggling or hustling or whatever, giving her the best or giving them the best they would want. So Ebony was one person that was giving all that she needed. My best I did, and it did work. So I would say Ohima wasn't that loud person, lousy or something. She had lady something in her. You could see she speaks well. She was cultured, well cultured. So I think, and all along I've been living with her, my darling girl, like you said. She was all over me here and there, and I could say she copied a lot that we saw in her from me. Oh, she did.
She was not your only daughter.
Yeah.
How many daughters do you have?
I have two. Ohima is gone, so I have one now.
Okay. So, what happened to the other sister? Was she given the same treatment?
This is me. I love my children anyway. I love them so much, and we are too close. But Ohima being the last, was given that.
Oh, so she was the last.
So pampered. Yes, she was the last. So I had no any option than to get her closer. It's always the case with Yenya Kamfo. This is what happens anyway. So Ohima was not denied that. So obviously, she was much more attended to. Yes.
I know that you, I like the way you speak, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself. Education is something that means a lot to you. Why didn't you see to her education to the apex and that she had to branch into music?
Well, a good question like that. Trust me. I'm one person who is very, very, very simple and cooperative. I should say this. I was amazed because Ohima was just good academically. When she came to me one morning, she opened the distance. She never gave a damn. She just opened and was like, hey, went straight to the air conditioner joint, off it and said, Dad, are you not dying? I have something to discuss with you. And I was like, why this a young woman? Said, baby, don't worry. So she sat at the tip of the bed and was like cuddling me. She does that.
Okay.
Oh yes, she was my last. And it was like, da me no bedin ko maybe chi kasa. Me so obija. Anyway, so I asked, why would you think that? I said, but I know you, baby. And I said, go and think, go back and come. Go think about that. If it's indeed necessary to discuss that with me. So he says, no, don't worry, baby, let me give you because it's not anything. Then I'll push there. Say, that, and you want me to be a lawyer? Accepted.
Is that what you wanted her to be?
Yes, of course, yes. She had everything to have been a lawyer. So she said that I want me to be a lawyer, but one thing. Give me 2 years. She did this once oil left. She said, give me 2 years, just 2 years. Let me go into music and I will continue from there. And I walked out. Get out of here. How would you come over to tell me this? So I pushed her off. About 15 minutes later or thereabout, she came back. This time sober, much sober. And when you look at the queen, I couldn't deny her. I said she was a queen. Why did I say that? I know why. So she never had any name. She had never know any other name apart from Ohima. Nana Ohima was Ohima. Once started schooling, then I got to put the Poku-Kwarteng on Priscilla for whatever. But Yanturi didn't say they are too obedient. Said no, she was a real queen from day one. So once she came the second time, and I realized that indeed a real queen is with me again. This time demanding in the sober manner. I had no any option than to say, are you sure you are going in for 2 years? I asked that question as if I was charmed. I thought I was. Because beginning I didn't understand why is it. But so once you walked out and I was sitting and I said, but I had given my word. I don't know why. So I said, okay, then don't go to the school again. Leave everything there because you promised you'll be going back in 2 years. So don't go for any trunk, don't go for anything. Just go into music. I've given you my blessing, my word. And that is how it started. Just that. If you listen to her interview, she did say this. One of her interviews, she did say that. I just blessed her with that because it was so irritating and I don't know the power that had been in her at that time and how I was so told to her demand was amazing anyway.
Was she a church girl?
Yes, Ohima, so godly.
I see.
Believe me, Ohima, a giver too. She was all out. Ohima was Ohima. She was doing what an artist of a caliber would do. What do you call that? Dance hall. So she could dress this way, appealing. So no, she will entice you.
Weren't you concerned?
I love that because I had given my word.
Really?
Yes, I did like that.
Because Ghanaians were bashing her for
Who cares about Ghanaian bashing who?
No, what I'm asking is, Ghanaians were bashing her for wearing skimpy clothes and for exposing too much flesh. And you're saying who cares about it?
Yes, because I'm saying this and I must say this again. And here we are today. Upon the Resident Code Millennium, and you are complaining, people were complaining about where is she now. And what has been her attributes is part of that. So who was Ohima now?
Well, that's not what I'm asking. I mean, as a parent, I'm sure you'll be concerned that
Why? And why are you so concerned about me being concerned because my girl dresses in the way? She was dressing the way she sees it. Period.
So you never complained?
I encouraged her. Crying out loud. I did encourage my woman to go that way. My mama was example. I'm sure why I did that. I'm a simple and smart guy equally. And let me tell you why. You know what? Ohima nipa 10. Everybody ba. They niba bono or attention. Much more than Omo Makano. Why? Because we're different.
Right.
So that was how Ohima was portrayed. She was portrayed this manner to be very different. And she did say that, if you remember, because the question was thrown at her, and she did say what? That because it's Ohima or Ohima. She said it in your own interview. She was so special and she would do anything that is very different from what others were doing. And that made her so significant. So, what do you call it? Exposed, get down.
What's get down? Do you speak Dutch?
Yeah.
What's get down?
So it's like that.
So when she was young, what were you telling her growing up? How to carry herself? Since you mentioned that mom had always been around.
Yeah.
But, well, in the interview, she claimed mom had been away.
Yeah.
And that you had rather been around for her. So which training did you give to her?
When my saying of mommy being around, it's not about being in Ghana with me, but the relationship has been there since. That's what I meant, anyway. But all the time she had been abroad.
Okay.
The question again.
So I was asking the kind of training you gave your daughter.
I gave her the best of training, like you saw her. The best of training any father could give to a child.
Did she ever introduce her boyfriend to you?
She never did that because she never had one. She had a respect. She wasn't up to the age that I will entertain. He knows. She did know her father too well. That father would not entertain me coming home with a boyfriend and saying that this is my guy. Who says this to a dad like me? No, I'm highly disciplined.
If that's the case, then why would you encourage her wearing those clothes?
Because it was part of Najumano, for crying out loud. A dance hall musician would dress accordingly. See the lawyers, what are they into this afternoon? Check the weather.
They wear wigs.
What, is it okay for them? You think they're okay?
I'm not sure.
Because that is what they were to wear. So Hima was doing exactly what she was supposed to do. That is very different from what we were seeing, which was very common. We're talking of something expensive, which can cost.
Okay, so I'm driving at something that she mentioned in the interview. That's why I'm asking all of these questions. I'll play it back for you to listen
She did.
to. Yes, she did. I'm asking this because I know that for a parent, you certainly show concern. My daughter, well, you're growing up. If you cannot show me your boyfriend, then be careful of men, be careful of this, be careful of that. That's why I'm asking of whichever word you give to her growing up and in that direction. So if she never introduced her boyfriend to you or any man of the sort because she wasn't into that, which advice did you give to her about? Yesterday, Yauchame Kwame was here and I was talking to him about the way he talks to his children about sex. Did you ever talk to her in that?
Well, I only advised her and I could remember telling her to wash well. That is all I did. But as to the boyfriend, because I realized she doesn't need anything as at that time to be so much involved in this, even though she was beautiful, of course, she's so tempted. And believe you me, you can't stand out temptation. No matter who you are. You may fall. But the thing is, you must be very careful. And that is what I was telling her all the time. Say, she should be very watchful and mindful. She wants to be a lawyer. She should be very decent. So nobody uses it against her. But since she's not going the lawyer way, and wants to go into music, so be it. You go how the musicians go. That is what I said to her.
All right. Now, please pay attention and listen to what Ebony said about you, because in the interview, I asked her who the father was and the relationship. I think I had met her the first time I met you. She introduced you to me. I think it was at the VGMAs.
I should think so, yeah.
Yes, I think it was at one of them programs. And the way you guys were so close. So I was tempted to ask her, so what's your relationship with your father? Now listen to what she said about the father. Listen.
No, I'm not saying I was 14, but I'm just saying.
Okay, so you were 13. Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay, 14, right.
No.
Okay, well, thank you very much for letting us know.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay, Abegu, can you please get me into WhatsApp? Okay. Okay. Yes, someone is typing again, but the first message, okay, no, the first one. It says, Andy, please ask her what her fears are.
Poverty and, I wouldn't say failure, because, failing on something so many times, scares me sometimes, but failure teaches you a lot.
Okay.
You get it, but my main fear is poverty. Poverty scares the hell out of me. That pushes me to work harder. Yeah. Poverty is my main fear. And losing my dad, my parents, actually.
Where are they?
Now, my mom lives in the UK. My dad lives at Dansoman. Big ups, Daddy. I love you, Papa. You know how he does it.
What's your relationship with your dad?
My dad is like my main, I was going to say the N-word, but yeah, my dad is like my best friend.
Okay.
My dad is my everything. My dad is like the type of dad that, let's say, I wear jeans with a let's say this jeans came with a crop top, and I think probably showing too much of my belly, so I wear a longer shirt. I'm like, B, you're not. If you don't wear the crop tops to the jeans, you're not stepping out of this house.
Okay.
Yeah, he's that type of dad.
At least he puts some discipline in there.
I mean, no, wait, listen.
Oh, so you mean he's funky?
He's super funky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your dad?
Yeah, my dad is my best friend. My dad is my everything. My dad taught me everything about sex, everything about men.
Beautiful. Okay, now let's get into it. Great. Your dad told you about sex?
Yeah, a lot.
At which age?
Like, even before I broke my virginity, I knew a lot about sex.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old were you?
Growing up, my dad has been, how do I say, how old was I? Like 9, 10, because I'm the type of person, I learn a lot. Okay. I love to read a lot. Okay. So I'm always finding stuff ahead of me. When I was younger, like I was always reading stuff ahead of me. Okay. And my dad built this relationship with us so that we wouldn't hide certain stuff from him. Okay. You get it? So he treated us like his best friends. I called my dad by his first name, that type of thing. And yeah, he was like, guys are this. You're not supposed to call a guy more than once. That's why we record it. That's why missed calls record, so that, yeah, at least the max you're supposed to call is twice. You don't call him more than twice.
What does that mean? If you call a guy more than twice,
my dad is very, very experienced. Okay, so
I can see.
Yeah, so he tells you like don't let. Basically, what he was trying to teach us: don't let a man know that you're super, super, super into him. You get it? Really? Yeah, he might take advantage of you, and it's true. Yeah. And
yeah, you are experienced. So, yeah.
And he taught me a lot about sex. That regardless, always use protection. Yeah.
What were some of the things he was telling you about sex?
Okay, sex positions was later.
Okay. All right. So your dad told you about...
My dad is super cool because my dad didn't want me learning it because he knew that these boys were going to deceive me. Okay, so it was better he taught me from home, and I knew that, yeah.
Kwabna, you are enjoying it. Kwabna is enjoying.
Oh my God.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Right, I see.
Yeah, so
okay, so what were some of the positions he taught you?
No, it's okay. You
see, all of a sudden, I've realized that she's not that super cool as I thought. She's not that real, folks.
No, Andy, it's okay.
You are not pushing me to end the program.
No, we are not ending. Oh, let's talk about music. Let's talk.
No, you see, listen, on Wednesdays we do Just. So this is Just Ebony. Yeah. All there is to know about Ebony. Yeah. And I'm sure the conversation is getting interesting.
Yeah, it is getting
much more than I even expected. So tell me something. At least I've got kids and I'll know how to talk to them. Unfortunately, they're boys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but there's some wicked girls out there, so tell them to stay away from girls.
I will, but until you tell me what your dad taught you.
Oh, no. Okay.
Because I'm also learning now. So tell me.
I'll tell you behind the scenes after the show.
Okay, what were some of the styles?
No.
Okay, one.
No. Okay, he didn't teach me any style.
No.
No.
Listen, your dad taught you. People are listening. Mm-hmm. Now, if not now, sooner you'll be a role model to people. Yeah. A lot of people may learn from you. It doesn't matter whether the fan is a female or male. Yeah. And so people may learn the stuffs you say and they will practice them. Okay, Ebony said this was what her dad taught her. Yeah. Okay, so let me also try and teach my kids A, B, C, and D. Yeah. Because Ebony, that was what helped her to be who she is today. All right? Yeah. Good. So why don't you open up? Okay, don't say all. Say two.
No.
Okay, one.
No. He just taught me, listen, and he just taught me a lot about sex and guys, which I believe has helped me super, super today.
Are your parents still married?
Oh, no, they're separated.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many siblings do you have?
I have 4. I have my big brother, I have my big sister, I have myself, and my backbone. Yeah.
Okay, so last but one.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be the last born, but yeah.
All from the same daddy?
Yeah, the same dad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, just Ebony. Now, right, so this interview was on Joy FM. I did an interview with Ebony, and it was a late night interview, and so we could, go all out. Nana, so you had your sweet daughter.
Yeah, I did.
So she confirmed that you taught her everything sex.
She didn't know that. Growing up as beautiful as she was, she didn't be told or be taught by any other person apart from who would want to see her so happy in everything. In
At
every
age
movement.
9, you were
Because she was growing. She wasn't
right,
ending
and
there.
you were teaching her.
She wasn't
sex
ending
positions.
at 9.
Well, she said she was 9. You heard her.
No, she wasn't ending there.
Right, I understand.
So therefore, we live to take it along with us. So when you grow, you'll be so equipped.
Okay, so since you were here, which positions were you teaching her?
Myself? Say why would I say this here? You were asking her. She never told you. Why would you ask me?
Well, she spoke.
So I'm sorry about that. I don't remember anyway.
You don't remember?
No, I don't. Andy.
And I need to bring you some laughter because I know
You
you
need to laugh anyway.
I know you've
understand
been
that.
through a lot of pain. I mean, yesterday I watched you. Earlier this morning, I was also watching it when you went to the cemetery. We'll soon get to that. But it's getting funky because when I was coming to work, that was like the pinnacle of my thoughts. You know, that this interview. I know when it gets to this position, when it gets to the point where I'm asking him about, so what he was teaching the daughter, I know that it's going to be something else.
Andy.
She spoke to me. I think that there is more, but I need to find out. I saved this as Ebony on Daddy because I knew you were coming. And it was quite a lengthy interview. I think we sat from 10 till midnight or 9 till, it was a 2 or 3 hour interview. We had fun. I mean, there was music in there. This was just like the very beginning of her career. So it was, we had a great interview.
Yeah, you did.
So, yes, if you are not ready to open up on what you...
No, I don't remember. Maybe my next coming. Who knows? Let me go to the archives. The things that I wrote there, I fetch them and I come back.
Oh, really?
Back. Yeah.
You wrote some stuff about her.
Oh, yeah.
She also claimed she was very spiritual.
She was. Like I said, don't judge her by how you were seeing her outfits and point of view. No, I had given her my word because she couldn't go out like she rightly said. And she said, oh, you're admirable. MPS, when I'm there. Because now I'm more than 60 years now. Oh, yes, I'm of 60 years. I'm trying to look younger. So imagine my child.
You are 60?
More than that.
More than 60?
Yes. September 3, I'll be 61.
September 3?
Yes, I'll be 61.
Okay.
So I'm growing, Jack.
I know.
I am not a baby.
I know. But you look very funky.
You're telling me.
I mean, you at your age, 60 years, you have your earrings, you're in fact you are graying. Beautiful. You're aging gracefully. I mean, the way you dress and when people see you, what do they say? Especially the ladies.
I don't. No, I'm not into women anyway.
But don't they admire you?
Do I even know?
That's Ebony's dad. Look at you. He looks so fine.
Before, so I don't know. Nobody said it to me. Nobody whispered. I'm not.
Whisper to him. Whisper. Ria, if you are to see such a fine gentleman, okay, so see him now. What are your thoughts?
Very handsome.
Okay. You know, earlier this morning I was talking to my dad and I mentioned you. That the other day I told you about how close I am to him and he's my buddy. Mm-hmm. Like you come, we're sitting, we're drinking beer and we're having some man-to-man talk.
Yeah.
And immediately he said, I want to meet your dad. Immediately I mentioned, she was like, oh, really? Immediately she saw his picture like, oh, really? Is he that young? He's cute. I want to meet him. So seeing this man right now, what goes into your mind immediately?
I think he has good skin. As I can see, he has good skin. He's aged gracefully. Let me just put it that way.
The way Mr. Logic is looking at you.
Mr. Logic, why?
Stop touching.
They ask you about fish, and now you are going
to skin.
No,
Pretty soon you'll be going into boxers.
His face is made up of his
They say
skin.
skin. They say look at the fish.
I said, look at his face.
His face is made up of
And then you are
his
talking
skin.
about skin.
He doesn't have. He has very minimum wrinkles. He's a very handsome man. That's all I want.
Is he someone you would consider having an affair with?
Papa
Papa no. Papa no.
Oh no, but honestly, he's sugar daddy material. Sugar daddy material.
Hitz FM.
Nana Poku-Kwarteng.
That's interesting.
Yes,
It's a compliment. Anyway.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
You seem not to be. You're one person who doesn't seem bothered too much about some things.
What is it at all? We live to die. So why would I be carrying all this? What for? No, we live to die, and you don't know when.
You mentioned that you are not into women.
Mm-hmm.
I know after your separation with your wife, you've not married again.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the youngest age you've ever dated or had an affair with? Be very honest.
Well, it's a long time though, but I was equally young. So,
What was the age difference?
it was about 12.
Oh, 12, they're saying you're too much. No. 12, they're saying you're too much.
Yeah.
Very normal.
He's 60. If you are 60 and then you are dating, let's say, a 48-year-old woman.
No, I mean.
And then 48 years old.
Because I'm Colorado, I don't know. Maybe they don't like me. Maybe I don't
Hey!
like them either.
Really?
Anything.
No, but don't you get attracted to young women? You see them like.
One thing about me is I'm so careful. I may be having that feeling, but I don't know. I'm so much careful.
Let me push you a bit.
Do.
Rumor had it that Ebony was pushing her friends to you.
Whoever said this, I pray for her forgiveness. No.
Why you suspect a woman? The way you said
Of course, yes.
for her, for
Oh,
you.
yes, obviously, it's going to be a woman. No, never will I ever. No, I'm even family. It can't happen. Just my girl.
Was she coming home with her friends though?
Yeah, sometimes she would come with a friend or maybe two or something. But to go to the what do you call it? The the restroom, so to speak, and I hardly see them.
When you say the restroom, what does that mean?
Well, that is when I would say, more can say hall, nana.
Okay, bedroom.
The bedroom
Okay,
where they sit on enough for read them.
Okay, so her room.
Her room.
so to
That's what
say.
I mean. Yeah.
Okay, right. Because my heart skipped a beat when you mentioned they'll go to the restroom.
Well, yeah, that enough for no corner.
What was it about your daughter you didn't like? I know as a parent you'd certainly not like everything she would do.
I believe you me. I was a bit lazy. She was a lazy girl. So lazy. Let me be honest. Sorry, Nana, forgive me, sweetheart. But I got to say that because I'm pushed to say.
Right.
And I think it wasn't anything that I never said to her. I was always complaining. She was damn lazy.
When you say lazy, like
Lazy
what?
because she wouldn't do anything.
Okay, sleep.
Sleep, writing, and all stuff. But she was very lazy.
What did you expect her to do? That come to the kitchen? Or?
Yeah, exactly. Go to the kitchen. Prepare some Joe Jack. But she wouldn't. Not all but now. That's tough. Nana was purely she was no dadaba. No two ways about.
So did she ever cook
she
for
was
you?
a dadaba.
Was she cooking for you?
She doesn't know how to cook apart from jollof rice.
Okay, because
egg.
she, according to her, no, she said she
Fine
cooks.
egg.
She said she cooks the best jollof.
If she does. She was cooking that one there, she cook it and you will love it. The reason why I'm just established 16th February as Jollof Rice Day, that's Ebony's birthday.
Right.
Because she does it best. No woman could ever cook better if it's Jollof Rice than Her Royal Majesty.
Listeners, I'm in the studio with Nana Poku-Kwarteng, Ebony's father. So, let me read some of the tweets you've sent. Mr. Agla, kindly get me some of the messages on Facebook. I see a lot of comments coming in there. Papa Kwasi Roddy says, Andy, kindly ask Starboy Kwarteng how far with his record label and his newly signed artist? Did his daughter's death precipitate the birth of his label?
Of course, yes, it did. It had a huge influence on that.
Okay.
Yes. And my new signee, my record label, Bonnie Joey Records, have had a very simple, young artist. And his summer rains, not rains, Ebony rains, the rains. No, this one, rain, go away. Yeah. So summer rains.
Is that the name?
Yes, that's the stage name. And he's coming out, his first debut. That is his first album.
Oh, it's a male?
Song. A male, of course, yes. First song is on 16th, you're releasing royal to what do you call it?
Ebony's birthday.
Gina on her birthday. We're releasing this. That's a tribute to the Royal Majesty. And believe you me, you will love it. That guy
What
is
happened
just good.
to
Kim?
There was a lady you introduced, Kim
Kim,
Maureen.
yeah.
What happened to Kim Maureen?
Well, she's still onto my level anyway. And for some time back, I had been away. I was in COVID times and COVID. It wasn't that easy in Europe. And anytime I leave Ghana, that's one thing about that girl. You had an apartment, you had a place, a room at my place there, my apartment.
She lived in your house.
Yes, I gave her one room to live there so that she could be checked. Is he building some stars? Let me say, because I saw this in her. She was just good, honestly. So I decided to get her closer, so that at least I'll be, as a father, I'll be monitoring her and stuff. But trust me, anytime I step out to the airport, leaving Ghana, she's leaving home.
To where?
Well, to a place where she used to live before signing on. She wouldn't listen to. Anyway, I think I've said enough. It could be news. It's okay. But there's this that I have to discuss with her. You never know.
If she had a place to live, why would she come and live with you in your house?
She did have one, but it was too far. We are talking of Dansman. We are talking of before Frubia and so on there. She would need to come.
So living in
close
your house, what was she doing? Did you have a recording studio at home?
No, I don't have that. But at least she will be so concentrated. She'll be writing and doing everything. She had a room, calm, quiet, everything intact. So you could be so much, as it were, you get serious on things. Writing. That's all. You go into the studio, recording and all that. That is your business. But believe you me, my girl was being lazy. I don't know why. And I need to, it's okay. Let me leave it here. I didn't go that much.
Well, she's also an artist. And
Yes,
so,
yes.
I mean, we have to discuss it. So, did you ever release any of her songs?
Oh, I did. The one with Ebony and the Crash, the new Crash. I did too. The video. We had Kokrome there, but it's not yet released because the video, everything is intact. But it's still there. Maybe later I will do that.
Did you sign a contract with her?
I did.
For how long?
5 years.
5 years. Has it expired yet?
No at all. Just a year ago or something.
She signed a contract a year ago.
Yeah. A year and a few months. Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, so was she to record or produce albums?
She was to produce her album. Recorded is equivalent to producing an album. Yeah, one thing, because from here you gather them and you produce
Right,
as an album.
So how many albums was she to produce?
Well, she was to get about 7.
7.
Yeah, because she promised she was going to do things fast, and I knew it wasn't going to be easy. Even anybody couldn't do that, but she gave me her word, and I wasn't enthused the least about what she was telling me. She didn't entice me one bit, but I said, okay, fine. This girl sings well. She has the vim, the energy.
Right.
So let me give you a try. Not necessarily producing albums and coming, but that wasn't my case anyway. So I didn't take that, but I was doing my best so that at least the Queen's legacy. I did that because it was attached to Her Royal Majesty. That was why you could hear Bonnie to the world.
Okay.
They said Bonnie, and I told her everything. So I was expecting much more from her. That I don't know. I did not get that because maybe I was away for quite a long time and all that. It could be a factor. I don't know.
So you wanted her to stay in your house even when you be abroad?
Yeah, because that is where you should be.
Okay, so living in your house when you are away, how would she feed, or did you set up an account?
She wasn't the only person in the house. Obviously, she was going to get fed.
Okay.
She wasn't the only person in there.
But how old is she? She must be.
Should be about 28 years at a time.
Then she's older.
She's a big girl, of course. She's a big girl. 28. She's a older.
Wauda. Okay, then she's older. So there are certain things a mother would need. Probably she can't
You
be
could go and
that
come.
confined.
I'm not saying be there till like it. No way. Go and come back home. Go for 2 days, come back, continue with what you're doing, what you know do best, what you've been employed to do.
Was she married?
No.
Did she have a boyfriend? Did she introduce anyone
Looking
to
at
you?
the age of her, I should think so. No, she never introduced one, but I believe she had one.
That's Okonoko Chanyeshi.
She
She must also have some fun. At least life must also go
I
on.
very well understand that. I'm not disputing that, but I wanted them to go and back to do what is needful.
Right.
Because boys, they don't be. They can do. Boys, you want to hear this? Don't be here. They back up. They can't have problems.
Well, probably she had a boyfriend who can take good care of her
I should think so.
much more than
I
what you
wouldn't know
do.
anyway. There was nothing to show.
Okay, so the question, I think you answered one. Okay, now Cletus Brand says, we lost a happy soul, but I know God is in control. I truly understand how her father feels right now. Baba Kwesiwadi's back says, Poku-Kwarteng is certainly not the regular African dad. Encouraging your daughter to dress erotic and sensually appealing is so bizarre and rare. I won't be astounded if he was the one who strongly suggested the name Ebony to her daughter. I think that one, Bullet made it clear that it was him.
It wasn't Bullet. Before meeting Bullet, she had Ebony.
Really?
I will show you that documentary sometime back. Yes,
I see.
it's a fact.
Because Bullet claimed he...
It's a fact. I will show you a documentary before signing on to his album, a historical label. She was Ebony.
Original Sly says, so you are saying it wasn't Bullet. You want to state it on record that it
Well,
wasn't
I don't
Bullet.
know when, but before signing on to, because she might have signed on to the
Label.
the label before a name of a sort. Okay? But before then, she had this Ebony.
I see.
I don't know. I'm not here to challenge that much, but the minimum, no.
But what's your relationship with Bullet, though?
Bullet will always be my son, a prodigal son for crying out loud. He is a prodigal son. I have no any option than to see him as such because she wronged me big time. See, it hurt me so bad. And she came back, knelt before people, saying, Dad, I'm sorry about what has happened and all that, so let go. And it was like, oh, wow. If you've had the as it were, the decency, support me. If you feel that I deserve much better, and you come back to say that I'm sorry, why wouldn't I accept you? But I tag you as the prodigal son. I did say that. So he's a prodigal son. However, he's my son.
When was the last time you met him?
He came home 4 days back, I guess, 4 days ago, or 4 or 5 days back.
Was it because of the...
Yes, of course. It's because we in the share his
new
signing,
signing?
and this Nana Hema. There is this collaboration they intend to release, and he was in to inform me about.
Oh,
But we done that already. He done that already.
a
So he
song,
came to
a song
enforce
with
it.
Wendy Shea and Ebony?
Yeah,
Okay.
he
Okay.
came to enforce.
So have you given him your blessing?
Yes. Why? Because why wouldn't I? I've done that. It's my son. I wish him well.
Yeah, okay, so speaking of Ebony songs, you mentioned that there were some songs that had been pre-recorded and you released them. Why have you waited for 3 years?
Yes, let me say this. I have some songs, they're good ones, that you'll love to listen to. I kept my cool because I believe in one thing, and I will tell you what. I work with intuition. I don't just wake up and begin to do what is not to be done. I'm so careful. So I will do things when I'm supposed to do them. So this is the time I'm going to do that. So you watch me come.
Right. Okay, Wise Promotions is asking, please ask him the whereabouts of his artist, Kim Maureen. Okay, has he signed her off? Have you signed her off?
No.
So she's still attached to you. Don't you think you are, let me explicitly say you are wasting her time?
I'm not. I would have expected this girl to come to Dad when I return from Europe. Come over, come home. Don't just pick up phone, decide to call me. Come home. You know where you belong. If indeed you accept that in good faith. Come home, speak to Dad. Of course, I'm your dad. I took you as one. Right? So why wouldn't you come? No, I'm so bothered. In any way I care. You see me, I care so much. This is part of me, just like
But
Ebony is.
if you're out there and you don't inform her of your coming, how will she know you are back?
That is the case. Why wouldn't I? So what might have happened? Why you never realized I was coming? And since I came, you've been reading through my post. So you know what I mean. She calls me. She does. There is one thing that I've been expecting from my child that she's not doing. And she does that.
What is that one thing?
Come over home. Tell me where she went wrong and why she must go wrong. And if there is this apology to render.
But you're acting like her father.
I am.
You are not her father. Why must I come? No, not Kwarteng. Why must I come to you and be telling you which wrong and why?
My home without telling
But
me.
I'm not supposed to live in your home. I'm your artist. For
That
crying
is
out
it.
loud.
So when you left
You're
on
acting
your own,
like you have too much power over her.
No. This girl may be listening to this, so don't go there to give her this support, psychological support.
No. I'm only doing my work. I'm only doing my work.
I understand you anyway.
I mean, I'm your son too.
Yeah, equally. No two ways about that. But let me be honest here. You living in my home. I'm off. I expect you to go and come, so that at least I'll be updated. Okay, I have my kids there, taking charge. You are part of them. Okay. 1 hour I'm away, and once upon a time, knowing COVID time, I'm at a hotel, spending so much. And you call me and ask, when you too well know I'm away. I was like, but how are we going to do that? Because I'm not there. My team is dissolved. My team, because you remember, the guys were in there to steal. They didn't mean business. So it is dissolved. So I asked, why would you ask this? So I turned back and asked, can you do that in my absence? Oh, who does this? Who does? And since I said, really? And I hung that. She never checked up on me to see how I was faring. She knew. Because I offended. I've never gave her my word. Say, who does that?
She's a hungry artist. What do you expect?
Jesus Christ. Not when I'm not here. That's not when I'm not dead. Excuse me. No.
Okay. Original Slice says, Andy, I'm yet to be a parent, but I've been a child before, and I've learned raising a child has no formula. I've seen children turn out different, not as expected, even though they equally had same training I had. What will work in your home might not work in someone's home. F. Note says, anytime I hear Starboy Kwarteng speak, I feel very sad. Please, can you ask Starboy Kwarteng his current relationship with Bullet? Well, he has answered that. Dom_TVGH says, Randy, please ask Starboy Kwarteng if he still gets revenues from her streams. F. Note comes back to say, good morning, Andy. It's Mr. Kwarteng saying he's not concerned about how the late Ebony dressed back in the day. Ochi Wangana says, I always feel bad and always feel like crying when this man speaks about his daughter. May your soul rest in peace. Original Slice says, okay, well, Papa Kwesi Roddy and his big English, he comes by. He says, sorry if I'm being intrusive in Starboy's family affairs, but there was some grapevine that he wasn't really in good terms with Ebony's mom. I don't know how true this was, but if it is, have they reconciled? Because I believe Ebony will really love that. Olan General says, Andy, to be honest, your flow and Ebony's tribute song is your best flow of all time. Sadiq can testify delivery, flow, everything on point. Chai, Andy Dusty knew. Kojo Dompe says, please, and inform Ebony's dad. Yesterday, listening to Kofi Ochame at Angel FM on his show, one lady said she knows the whereabouts of the driver. Ebony's dad should contact Kofi Ochame for more information. We all know where the driver is. So, okay. Speaking of the driver, have you seen him yet?
No.
It's been 3 years. Mm-hmm. Which effort have you made to contact him?
All that I could do, because the only thing I could do was to go to the police, the investigators, demanding to see this young man, so at least he could tell me exactly what transpired, because he is the only soul that can tell us.
Who saw exactly?
That experience, not even saw. That experienced that. So his testimony will be splendid. His account was going to be like, so I've been waiting for. Maintain the voice. I haven't heard from him. Even his voice.
You don't know where he lives?
No, I don't know his name.
Because he lives
at Nungwa.
He lives at Nungwa.
I'm told.
He lives at Nungwa. There's a football park He plays football there every Sunday morning. Are you telling me you don't know?
I don't know. You're telling me.
Then I'm telling you, if you really want to see him,
You
can
go
find
to find
him.
the 7 one day, don't worry. One day soon.
No, because I have a funny feeling he's scared that, once you're getting close, well, something may happen. Or once he tells the story and he's found guilty, well, he may find himself in jail. So if you can get to him... Well, because you need him.
I don't need him.
Don't
I
you?
would need him to explain to the world, not needing him as speaking to him or speaking with him.
But you have to speak to him.
What
You
for?
see, don't you think these are some of the things that put a lot of fear in him? Because, well, I would need him. What for? Or what do you
Andy,
think?
you wouldn't say this. How long ago? 3 years back. So you want me to now go to search for this young man?
You claim you've been looking for him. I've been listening to your interviews.
Why I'm looking for him so that he could answer certain questions, not a public question. Answer public. What do you call it? Answer questions in public. I'm fumbling, not because I'm fumbling, but when I get emotionally carried away, you see me not being too well anyway. But I'm fine. But this guy, hey, one day, sometime, somewhere.
Yeah, he's coming. I have too many messages,
Good
but
morning,
I have to
Auntie.
finish. Good morning.
And I think Mr. Kwarteng is talking like a typical old school dad. You know, when you do something to your daddy, you do not, you approach your daddy first before, you talk, and then everything, gets settled. It's not the other way around. There's this new modern parenting that has brought the, or maybe westernization of parenting that has brought this whole daddy approaching child to be apologized to for things to be worked out. And I think he has his own way of dealing with stuff, so let's just put it aside. And one thing I have to say is that I met Ebony before she became Ebony. I met her when I was in level 400, University of Ghana. We had this nightlife thing. We went to Reggie Rockstone's office, and I wasn't shocked that this young lady became a sensational star because she had that star value about her. The way she floated in the room, she captured everybody's attention. She was one beautiful young lady. So when I saw her on TV, I was like, oh, this girl, my friend. But at that point, I had lost all contact with her. But, the love was still there from afar. And I think she did very well. So I sort of struggled within myself when I actually realized she was dead, because how can such a beautiful, talented person just give up the ghost like that? And I don't know how it feels, but I can only imagine losing a child, someone you were so close to, someone, I don't need to say it. He himself, and the recordings you've played, has actually recounted the kind of relationship he had with his daughter. So honestly, all I have to say is that as part of the industry, the entertainment industry, and him should actually keep the flame of Ebony burning, because that was such a beautiful talent. So that was, Ebony, no matter how you could chastise her morally, you can't tell me that Ebony didn't come into the game and show women how it was done. She was just an awesome person. And I wanted to ask, do you have her unrecorded songs, or it's Bullet that has her unrecorded songs?
Oh, yes, I do have 1 or 2. Yes, I have about 5. I do have them.
Okay. Oh, honestly, all I just want to say is I think we should just keep reminding ourselves that we had such a beautiful talent. And I would also say my condolences to you again, and I hope you heal from her death. Yeah.
Mr. Logic, today is Mr. Logic's birthday, man.
Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's very important to receive all these wishes. If I had died, I'm sure people would be crying by now. So when I saw the wishes on Facebook and social media,
What do people say about you?
Oh, I mean, some will say good. Oh, I mean, automatically people will say people will sympathize. That's the first sign.
Yeah.
Oh. So I mean, for the bad wishes,
That guy. Why must we get that guy came closer to my wife? He came closer to my girlfriend. Anyway, you finish the comments.
Yeah.
Time
is not. So, I mean, I really share your pain because I met Ebony when we took my artist Vibrant Fire on an interview at Spider Lee Entertainment. I think she was a presenter there. So and she interviewed Vibrant Fire and the first thing she said is she loved Mampi. That's her best song in Ghana. That's what she said. And from that day, the next thing I heard, she was the next star in Ghana. And I mean, from your narration, if I think about how Vibrant Fire died, it's so
close. It's
similar.
related.
Yeah, similar. He died the same way. Someone hit him with a motorbike. And Andy, seriously, I understand why Mr. Kwarteng don't want to see the killer, the driver. Let's call him the killer because he killed her. Seriously.
Yes.
The guy that knocked Vibrant Fire with the motor, the killer. Me, I told myself that I don't want to see that guy anywhere. He was on radio and they were asking me, are you coming? I said, if I come on air, I'll do this guy something. Because the boldness of how he expressed himself, how he think it's just an accident. Meanwhile, it was his carelessness that killed the guy. He thinks it's an accident. And I make and say, boo. We are talking about somebody under the earth. You are talking about Unsaibu. And it seems he didn't care. He didn't even figure out what he has done to us, the damage. Because that day when the boy was leaving the house, it was even my clothes he was wearing. And he said, oh, I'm coming right now, Andy. I'm coming right now was the death news I heard. That was the baddest day of my life. My ribs, my heart, I nearly died. The pain. So I can understand Mr. Kwarteng. So anytime he's expressing his pain about Ebony, we need to allow him. We need to allow him because until someone close to you, very close, or your daughter or your brother dies, you won't understand how he feels. So the killer there, it's impossible you avoid him seeing him because it will bring very painful memories. Oh, no, now the guy who killed Vibrant Fire has been hiding for how many years? He came with his hand in a whatever. His hands POP. I don't know whether it's true or not. He said his hands has been paralyzed or be like story. In a story.
We call it scissor cut bleed.
Mr. Kwarteng, I really accept my condolence and please be strong. It hurts. It hurts. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Ernest,
Yeah, Andy.
can you end it all?
First of all, we can only console ourselves because what has happened is irreversible. We cannot go back and bring back the hands of time. So the living must learn and console ourselves and pray to God that such a painful experience will not happen to us again. Another thing is, I remember, Andy, when Ebony was brought to you for that interview, do you recall?
Yes.
Yeah.
I told Bullet it won't work.
Yeah. And the next time, I remember she came to this Temafest to perform, and when she was
which one? The one I sat there. No, she came at one time. I invited her for an interview. She came late, and I sat there. It was Abu who brought her back in. I said, "Boss, look at the time. We can't do."
Because at that time nobody saw that big star in her.
No, that time she had become big already.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, she has played a role. She's done and gone. The lesson is, what do we also do so that the day that God decides to call us, either through means that the living might understand or not, people can also talk about us, that a day like this, there was this soul who lived, who contributed, and now he's gone. You see, some people are born to create an impression, to change a generation. And such people normally, I'm not trying to justify anything, they don't live that long, even including the Jesus Christ we serve. How old was he? 33. I'm older than Jesus when he was alive. And look at the impact. So sometimes we cannot understand, but God has a way. God has a purpose. Look at the impact Ebony created. Within the short period she came into the industry. But what are we doing to preserve what she did, her legacy? She came with a new experience, new vibe, new energy, and a new influence. Even though some people had problems with maybe some of the things she does. As human as we are, we all have our ifs and buts. But at the end of the day, she did so much for the industry. That is why, for the first time, you will have Artist of the Year who, you know, is on living.
And you
know,
Wow,
but the only thing that I can tell you, Mr. Kwarteng, is that thank God that God used you as a vessel to bring a personality who lived for very short a life, who in the few years of entering into the industry has impacted so much in the industry. And you are the person God used you. The next thing is, Ebony is gone. She will never come back. We cannot brood forever. What is the way forward? What are we doing to preserve her legacy? I think that is what we should all begin to. Yes, justice we will seek, but the legacy is more important. And where the accident happened, I learned the road is still unworked on. Do you know, after that accident, so many people have also died there? I remember we sent our reporters to go there, and it is still the same. It is as if we don't learn. We cry when there is grief, and we forget. You know, something should be done. At least Ebony's own should have been a call on our leaders to at least fix the roads, the ones that we can do. It might not be the first class, but at least something to make it more motorable and more safe for people to ply on. So now, my wish is, how are we preserving the good works Ebony did within the few years she came into the industry? It's a food for thought.
Right. Thank you very much. You have spoken very well. Nana, we're about to end the interview. Yesterday, you went to the graveyard.
Yes, we did.
And what did you do? You laid wreaths?
Well, see that on 8th February, that was yesterday. Customs, culture demands that. So we got to go to have this encounter, so to speak, with the Royal Majesty.
I just saw a video of you spraying some perfumes.
Very quality one, trust me.
What was it for?
You see, like I said, we didn't go to give Nana Hema a flower, a beautiful like that, like you saw, and spray around beautiful perfume.
What does it mean?
The significance, I will tell you.
Okay.
Not now.
Really? And when you finished, you tried smashing the perfume on her grave.
So
and it didn't work.
Yes, and I left it.
Why?
Because it did not work.
Was that the intention, not for it to work?
No, because I didn't know. I was to crack it.
So
I was to do what I did.
Okay, so it was a direction.
From me, I don't go to people for anything. I'm doing that.
You said you were asked to do it.
Yes.
By who?
By myself. Andy.
Nana Kwarteng,
By myself.
thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome.
God bless you.
Thanks for having me.
I wish you well.
Thank you.
And I know that COVID has really worried a lot of people, especially people who are aging. But I just hope and pray that you keep yourself very, very strong, and please, I'll continue to say be strong. That's all I can say.
Thank you.
Because once you see your daughter, her image and her music videos on TV, I'm sure a lot of memories come. And so if you don't hold on to it, disaster may strike. Please be very strong.
I'm trying.
And thank you very much for coming.
Thank you very much.
This is Hitz.